Hello YouTube, it's Carlos the Rook, and I'm sharing with you an online game that I played on chess.com. I wanted to go over with you, and I labeled this Return of the Fianchetto Rook. Because about a year ago, I played against Dan the Man, and I Fianchettoed my rook in that game, so this is the return. So, I'm playing May. I can't pronounce the rest of the name. He's rated 1963, I'm 1928. I got one brilliant in this game, so I'm going to start the review now. He plays d4. I respond with d5. c4 is the queen's gambit. So I go e6, queen's gambit decline. Knight c3, a6. This is the branch I got from Levy Gotham Chess. e4. I've never seen e4 right here. I didn't know what this was, so I'm out of my prep already. So I respond c6, going into like a semi-Slav structure, but the computer wants me to take on e4. So he goes e5, and now I go knight e7. My idea is to go c5 and break up the structure. He goes knight f3, and here I decided to go d capture c4, and he goes bishop capture, and now here's my idea, b5, and I still want to hit c5, breaking up the pawn structure. He falls back bishop to d3, and you see here he has a 1.62 advantage, so I played this opening completely wrong. So now I go knight d5 to post the knight, and my idea is to trade the knights and get a pawn on d5. So he captures, I recapture, and the engine didn't want me to do that. It wanted me to capture with the queen. That way maybe I could put my bishop on b7, and then after c5 that bishop comes to life. So that would have been a better idea. So he castles. I go bishop e7, queen c2, hitting at the h7 pawn, g6 to block. The engine wanted h6 instead. So you go bishop h6, he's stopping me from castling in the future. And here I go knight c6. I just completely blundered my knight. And I was going to resign the game, but I was like, let me see what he do first before I resign. So he played a3. He missed that the knight was hanging. It was completely free. So now I protect the knight. Queen d2. Queen b6. I go bishop c2. And he go rook c8. I go rook c8. I'm putting pressure on the c file. He go bishop g7. Hitting at my rook. I go rook g8. Get the bishop out. So the bishop retreats to h6. I go knight a5. Now my idea is to put some pressure on c4. So he go bishop c3, b3, stopping me from going to c4. I retreat the knight back. The engine wanted b4 here. I'm not sure what the idea was behind b4. So he goes a4. And now I go bishop to b4, hitting at the queen. The queen moves up to d3. And now I go knight a5. And my idea here is rook c3. So he captures. I recapture here with the pawn. And he moved bishop to d2. He's stopping me from bringing the rook up. So I captured the bishop. He captured back. And now I take the knight back to c6. Putting pressure on the d4 pawn. He brings the rook over to protect it because he wants to move his queen. So here I had the idea king f8. And my idea is he's probably going to go queen h6. I'm going to go rook g7, then king g8. And he does just that. I'll bring the rook up. Knight g5. And now I step the king over. And we have the return of the Fianchetto rook. And this is a similar theme I had in the game with Dan the Man where I played, and we end up getting a draw. And this rook is very strong. And the reasoning behind this is he doesn't have a dark square bishop to hit at the rook, so the rook is not trapped. The knight cannot hit it. He doesn't have a knight that can hit it. So this rook defends the king really, really well. As long as I can protect my back rank and keep him from dropping back here, this rook is amazing. An amazing defender. So he falls back with knight f3. He gets a great move for that. And I seen a tactic here. So I take knight captures e5. The engine wanted me to play knight b4. But the whole point of the tactic is I win a pawn. He takes the knight back. And I take the bishop. So I won a pawn. So now he goes rook d3. And I think his idea is to go rook h3. And then maybe bringing the knight to f3 and then back to g5 and triple up on h7. So I played rook c8. Just I wanted my rook back on the back rank, so there's no back rank things going on. And he bringing the rook over to d1. So he wants to move the rook over here, and he doesn't want to lose this pawn. So he's overprotecting d4, so he can swing the rook to h3. And here I go b4. In retrospect, b4 wasn't good. And now he go rook h3. And here I seen knight d7 hitting the queen, followed by knight f6 was a threat. Checking the king, and then once the king move, this h7 pawn falls and my position collapse. So I would go queen d8 to stop that, protecting my f6 square and stopping knight d7. He swings the rook to f3. Not sure why he brought the rook to f3. And I bring the bishop to a6. I wanted to activate the bishop and get it doing something, because right now the bishop is completely passive. Matter of fact, that was my idea behind b4, was to bring the bishop to a3 so I can get the bishop active. If the knight ever move, and also what I'm threatening is bishop to e2, forking the rooks, skewing the rooks. So he captures here, and I had a long think because I didn't think that was correct. Like, he's just giving up the knight. He's giving up a piece. So I take the rook. He takes back. I take back. King check. I thought all this out. The king moves up. The queen can go to h4 check, but it's protected by the rook, and I can just go back to king g7. That's what he does. I go to king g7, so I'm safe. He's no more checks. So now he go queen g4, and his idea is to hit this e6 pawn. So I just bring the queen up to f6 to protect. Rook a1, threatening my bishop. And the chess.com engine gives me a brilliant for rook c7. And all I'm saying is I'm protecting my second rank where my king is. And if you take this rook, I go rook c8, check. Queen d8, d1, not rook c8, but rook c1, check. Queen c1, rook captures c1, mate. So this bishop is untouchable, it's poisoned. So now he goes h4, and I move the bishop to this side. So now my bishop, which once was a dead piece, is active. So he moves the queen back. He's hitting the bishop and the rook. So that was a bad move by me. But it still gets me up 3.29. So I'm giving up the bishop, but I'm going to get some play here on this f2 pawn. So he captures the bishop. I capture the pawn with check. Moves out the way, check. And what the engine wanted And what I missed, because I had like 59 seconds left, was Rook F4, and then it's Queen against Rook. So the move would have been Rook F4. He's playing H5, Rook H4 check, Queen H3 blocking the check because the king can't move. Rook takes the pawn, Queen takes the Rook, and pawn captures the Queen. Then it's Queen and 4 pawns against Rook and 3 pawns, which is just dead winning. And I missed that. So I check here, he falls back, I check again, he moves back, I check this way, another check, and we end up getting draw by repetition. So I wasn't able to close the winning position because I didn't have enough time, and so I figured I'd just go for the draw because I couldn't see the mate. So it wasn't a mate, but it was a way to win a queen. But it was a good game. Uh, I had fun playing it, and I loved seeing the Fianchetto Rook return. Thank you for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and have a nice day. Thank you.